So welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is From the Sidelines. Gentlemen, how are you this week? I'm not going to ask him. He's going to be miserable and just doesn't want to talk. How are you? You're a winner this weekend, Tom.
Well, look, in the wise words of somebody that I sat next to for many a show.
Who, Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, we won. He lost. It doesn't really matter otherwise.
I've never said those words.
Not in so many words, baby.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking when I say it.
And sometimes it comes out. Anyway.
So again, a small circle of winners, and it's just you.
Well, you kind of won.
No. You can't count a buy as a win.
Your team had a rest, and you got 2 points.
Well, that's the win
Which,
for us. The team had a win.
Bugbear for me, but anyway. Oh, and the other thing too is
you had to say that.
I won the week of the tipping comp this week. I may be right at the bottom of the overall, but I won.
You got 5
wins.
Margin. Yeah.
I picked the margin.
You got 5 wins. You got a perfect round out of 5.
Yeah. Go me.
Doesn't include the state of origin.
Well, I thought it would have, but it didn't. So you're the manager.
No, I thought that was a really.
I got my bonus points. I'm not giving them back because I figure I might lose them this week.
We'll see about that.
Hey, you never put my tips in when I'm late.
Yeah, you know what? I must admit I was a bit cheeky because we were so far behind on the I'm so far behind it doesn't matter. I thought I got home really late on Friday, and I went, ooh, I better put my footy tip. Better check that I've got my footy tips in. Ooh, I haven't. I'll pick the Panthers. No one will know. It was probably after the game. It was probably after the game. I put the Panthers in. I didn't win.
So he cheats.
Oh, you got it.
He cheats.
Oh my goodness! I can't even cheat properly.
I actually had a phone call today. We're talking about getting solar.
Right.
And I was talking to this guy, and he was talking about cricket. And I was telling him just how much. I'm sorry, I hate cricket. No. Just how much I hate cricket. And I said, no, look, I'm a South supporter. I love my football. He said, oh.
So you probably tripled the price then.
Yeah.
You don't like cricket. Yeah. You're back for the Rabbitohs.
He said, oh, I better not come out then. I said, oh, my heart dropped. I thought, you're a Roosters supporter, aren't you? And he said, yes, I'm a lifelong Roosters supporter.
Can you give me his name, thanks?
Give me a break.
Is his name Jack?
I might get a discount.
All right, anyway, let's talk about footy, not about useless teams.
Why? We're going to talk about Manly. No, we're not?
Let's move.
All right. Gentlemen, we had 5 games this weekend.
Yep.
And it started out on Thursday night where North Queensland 27 beat the Panthers 23.
It was an exciting ending.
It was a great ending.
Yeah, it's a great ending. Scott Drinkwater was a great move. But yeah, look,
how good would it be if we had golden try instead of golden point?
Yeah, I liked it.
What? Extra time. I keep saying that.
No
kick-a-thon garbage, but anyway. I thought it was a good game. It was a good game, backwards and forwards. I thought the Panthers I thought would be it's always hard to tell when you've got that many players out for Origin. And when you look at the players they've got out, one of the best centres in the game, the in-form winger, or halfback who's injured, 5'8" for New South Wales, the lock. Like, you look at their team and you just go...
And the back rower.
Yeah, back rower. And their little hooker's injured. I just thought, man, but you never know, because Penrith for the last few years have been next man up, and it's been great.
But some of their unknowns are now becoming knowns, like Lindsay Smith.
Yep.
That is Tom Jenkins, who they call Milky, because he's a bit pale and he's got white blonde hair. I mean, he scored a try. Good. I'll tell you what, Jack Cogger's really stepped up.
Oh, do you remember Trevor Cogger?
No. Yes, I do, actually. Western Suburbs.
Western Suburbs halfback.
So he's dead?
Yeah. Jeez, I'll tell you what, there's a few players running around at the moment. When I saw his name up there, I went, nah, can't be. You're kidding me. There's just a lot of players that are like sons of former players at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, off track.
Yeah. No, he's really stepped up. He's been terrific.
Yeah, good little hardback. I don't know what it is. I mean, Penrith, they work their systems, and even regardless who's in or out, they run the same systems, and those players know how to play it. I mean, I go back to last week when South had 5 of their best players out, but their systems fell apart. Yeah. Their defensive system fell apart.
Oh, I get it. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. You have one player out, and
we haven't had a system all season.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, Tommy Dearden, he plays for Queensland, and I don't like when he plays for Queensland, but geez, he's got some moves. I mean, for a little fella, he can break the line, and he's got some speed, and he's there with he's Johnny on the spot, you know. Yeah, he's really playing well.
So North Queensland, they back?
No.
No, you think that's a one-hit wonder?
Oh, come on. Panthers had 7 players out. And they managed to beat them in extra time.
They won last week, though, didn't they? I think.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. I think they're...
Tom, let me just say, if they took 7 players out of your club, or his, or mine...
But I think...
they had the bye last week. They had the bye last week, and they beat Melbourne, if you remember, the week before, 45-20.
And Tamalolo had an absolute blinder.
Yeah.
That last run to set up Drinkwater was Herculean.
Yeah.
You know, you ran 25 metres or something.
Yeah. Geez, Brian, you're tough.
What?
You're tough.
What? That they're not back? You got to remember, like 4 weeks ago, they got lapped by Cronulla.
Yeah, but they beat Melbourne by...
Look, Melbourne are not Melbourne that we know.
Yeah, look, I think they're improving.
Okay, all right.
He said, are they back?
No, I don't know.
Okay, let's go on to McDonald Jones Stadium where the Roosters beat the Knights 18-16. And I was saying before we went to air that I thought the Roosters were lucky. But you're right, Tom, they won. And that's all you have to do.
Look, I think it was a really, really good first half by the Roosters. There were some good signs from the team. But the second half, I think it was all about defence.
Yeah.
And I actually think that the Knights threw a lot at them. And the fact that they were actually were able to hold them out in most cases. I mean, you look at the tries that they scored. One, they booted the ball into a Roosters player, bounced back, and then they breached the line. It was all a bit of a sort of a mistake. The second one, a bad offload, and Best picks it up, and he's got hardly anybody to beat, and he runs 75 metres. So that's two of their 3 tries.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not too fussed about that. I think all in all, their line defence, the Red Sun defence was really good. So some good signs. It was a pity about Keary, but thankfully it's not major.
Not as bad. Yeah.
I don't think they'll risk him this week. And look, Sandon Smith and Drew Hutchinson. Look, Hutchinson, whatever you think of him, he's a solid half who does his job. He's not flashy. He does his job. He's dependable in most cases. And I think Sandon Smith's, you know, he's got some real potential.
Isn't it great that Joey Manu was back at fullback?
Yeah.
And looking like he can play football again.
Yeah. And I was going to bring that up.
Goodness.
But you know what? There's now a report in today's paper that maybe what they need to do now is move Tedesco to 5'8" and put Manu at fullback. No. And I'm thinking, seriously, you just not every fullback needs to be a 5'8".
Well, you know, they had Minicello and Tuivasa-Sheck swapping between wing and fullback earlier on to get Tuivasa-Sheck ready for the fullback role. You know, who knows? Maybe they need to do something of that kind of ilk. But either way, Manu is not a 5'8". He needs to probably go back to the centres until he's needed again at fullback. Teddy will come back from Origin and he'll slot back in again. But the halves have been the key thing. Yes. Our halves were at least doing a job, and I was really pleased by that.
Yep. And they were. I mean, Matty Johns was actually saying that he thinks Manu's best position should be wing.
Yeah, he did say that,
which I thought was interesting.
Wouldn't it be a monster on the wing?
It would be a monster.
I didn't hear that, but he would be.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh no, see, centre would be better. Centre in today's game, they rove around, they pop up in the middle.
We've certainly done that in the past. You know, we're going to get Sawali back soon.
Let me just say though, look at this. Dom Young scored 2 tries. He's at the Roosters next year. Jackson Hastings kicked 2 goals. He was at the Roosters. Bradman Best scored 4 points, and everyone else has been at the Roosters.
What a legacy!
What a legacy!
What a legacy!
You can identify talent, obviously.
We make them better, and then people buy them.
Yeah.
Combank Stadium, Parramatta Eels 34, Manly 4.
Oh, hang on.
The Sea Eagles are actually there.
Hang on. No. I've got here 46-10.
You got a 46-10.
Yeah, I got a 46-10.
Wow.
Sea Eagles 46, Eels 10. Sorry. This is New South Wales Cup. My mistake.
Delusional.
Yes. Okay, come back into the real world.
Delusional.
Where Manly had some players out and an opportunity to work their systems and next man up mentality and get into the game and didn't.
It was bad.
I don't know what. Well, I don't know what you want me to say.
I'd
look at the camera to all those.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Man, I know they scored 34 points, but our defence was in the second half was exceptional.
It was. There's no doubt about that.
I don't know. I don't know what the possession rates were from the second half, but just I remember looking at the stat at one point in the game was Parramatta had 38 tackles in the Manly red zone, and Manly had 8.
Yeah.
You can't win a game like that.
Yeah, I did notice that in the second half. I think I texted it to you, or I put it on the message board.
Yeah.
That I thought in the second half, Parramatta threw a hell of a lot at your team, and you kept pulling pushing them away.
You know, and I know that it was 30 points, but the amount of possession that Parramatta had and where they had it, they should have scored 60.
Well, they scored 4 in the first half, and
so I want to put that out there. But in saying that, Parramatta had no 5'8" and no halfback.
I was just about to say,
but
aren't you happy?
Clint Gutherson.
Yes.
But
aren't you happy that they didn't have Mitchell Moses?
No, we probably would have won if he'd played.
Steve.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. What can I say? You get into him through the week because
they do. They already have. Don't you worry. They're enemy already. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. They were awful. They were awful. They were awful.
Yep.
Their defense was even though 34 points were scored, was solid.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
So whose defense was solid?
Parramatta. But I don't. You know what I don't.
The second half.
Forget the second half.
Yeah.
The whole game they got smashed 34-4.
I don't understand how badly they can play. Well, I do understand how badly they can play. I watched it. Not nothing.
All right. I'm going to take the pain away, Brian. We'll move on to Campbelltown Stadium, where Alex Twal, 6, Melbourne Storm 28, Tigers 6. Alex Twal scores his first try in 116 games or something or other. Yes. And everybody's cheering. The amount of memes and stuff on Facebook and everything at the moment is just unbelievable.
Like greater moments in history. Let's go through them at the end. Alex Twal scores.
Oh, it was fantastic. As I said, I watched this game at the local pub, and it was funny because I was there with my daughter, and we were watching a band, and the football was on, and Alex Twal scored, and I reckon 3/4 of the pub just got up and started cheering, and it was like, and she goes, "What happened? What happened?" I was like, and I'm watching the football, of course. She's watching the band, I'm watching the football, and I go, "The Tigers scored," and she goes, "All these?" I said, "Oh, Alex Twal scored," and she went, "What? All these people are Tigers supporters?"
No, they're all Alex
supporters.
Actually, I think the Tigers should talk to Elbow and make June the 18th Alex Twal try day. Honestly, I seriously do. Yeah.
It was a long time coming.
Yeah, it was very.
But on the other side of that, Will Warbrick, how good's he going?
Yeah.
I mean, we knew.
But no one's been talking about his 4 tries all weekend.
We knew he was going to come good, but 4
He's
tries.
A winger. Yeah. He caught the ball and put it over the line.
Oh, he had a bit of work to do on a couple of them. No, look, when he was coming across from sevens, I thought, he could be dangerous, and I think it's taken him up until probably a couple of weeks ago before he started to really hit.
You're not
going
to tell me he's an ex-Manly player or anything, are you?
It's Kiwi Rugby Union Sevens player.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Madge was asked about whether he might make a debut for New Zealand sometime soon, and he said he'll be in the extended squad for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure that he, especially if you've got someone like Tuivasa-Sheck coming back. I'm not sure he's that good at the moment. But
no, but I mean, he's great under the high ball. He runs hard. He hits hard.
He's a big-bodied guy too.
He's reasonably hard to take down. I like him as a player.
Yeah.
Sure. How can you like him? He plays for Melbourne. No apologies, Sally.
I know.
And Sally, by the way, flew up to Sydney to go to Campbelltown Stadium, Campbelltown Stadium, and didn't give us a look in. What's doing, Sally?
But we saw her. I texted and said, "Sally, I've just seen you on the TV," and she said, "Yeah, you're about the 5th person to tell me that." Far out. All right.
Anyway, I got to say that's dedication because none of us would go to the opposition. let alone the fact there's probably a stadium next door than fly to another state to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Would you?
I'd go down to Melbourne to see my team play.
Would you?
Yeah. I'd go to Perth. I wouldn't go to Two Ed country, but, you know. That's you, Queenslanders.
So you wouldn't go to Magic Round?
Magic Round's a joke. I'm not going to Magic Round.
You don't want to go?
No, it's for Queenslanders. It's for Queenslanders. Like, they think they're the gods of the football universe.
Well, the Bunnies are the only team that haven't lost at Magic Round. So it's for...
Let's continue on. Let's stop this torture.
PointsBet Stadium, where the Sharks beat Dogs 48-10. And I know the Dogs were missing a couple of players, but a couple of players.
Sharks
they didn't even turn
up.
Well. No, they didn't.
They didn't even have to play
They were missing one, weren't they?
They were missing Burton.
Yeah.
And there was one more there.
And TPJ. Oh, no.
Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who scores all their tries?
A winger.
Who scores all their tries?
Yeah, well, so Burton who kicks the ball to the winger. Well, when they played the Roosters, 3 of their tries were scored by Burton kicking to Fox.
Nico Hines was 1 week too late.
Yes.
If he played like this, we wouldn't have to support Mitchell Pearce on Pearce.
He didn't have to try
Mitchell
that.
Moses.
He didn't have to try that hard.
Look, but if he played like this last week, we wouldn't have to support Mitchell Moses tomorrow on Wednesday night.
What do you mean we wouldn't have to?
We wouldn't be playing.
No, but we are quite happy to support him.
No, we're not.
Well, I am.
No, we're not.
I am.
Oh, so you're going for Queensland?
So
hang on, Brian.
No, over my dead body.
So who are you tipping to win?
New South Wales.
With Mitchell Moses.
New South Wales by 30.
With Mitchell Moses.
Mitchell Moses to get taken out in the first minute and cry because his fingernail got hurt.
With Mitchell Moses in the team, you're backing.
He's only going to play 1 minute before he hurts his fingernail.
It was a good comeback by Cronulla after they got smashed by Melbourne last week.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah,
it was good.
Hang on, are the Sharks back?
Because the Sharks never went away.
Didn't they get 50 scored on them?
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone.
No, they didn't get 50 scored.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that's right.
No, they're gone. The Cows and the Sharks are gone. They will not win this year.
And Manly.
We're not gone yet.
Please. You don't even have to have 50 scored against you and you're gone.
Please.
All right.
So buys were Broncos, Raiders, Dolphins, Titans, Rabbitohs, Dragons, and Warriors.
Okay.
Who wants to do the ladder?
Well, I'm slightly above. It keeps changing. We were in 9th before. Anyway, they've obviously given the stupid 2 points. Stupid 2 points.
Why did you tell him? Just tell me to do it because he can't get over it.
First position,
2 points.
On the top are the Broncos.
So, Tom, what's the issue with the 2 points for buys?
I just personally think just don't give any points, and it'll be a true reflection of where everybody is.
It won't be because some teams wouldn't have played as many.
I don't care. Yeah, it just drives me nuts. It just irritates me.
Okay, move on.
Almost no. Broncos in first, Panthers in second, Storm in third, Rabbitohs make up the 4. The Sharks, the Warriors, the Raiders and the Eels make up the 8, just outside of the 8, also on 18 points. The Titans, the Dolphins and the Roosters, Seals 17, Cowboys 16, Knights 15, Dragons 12, Bulldogs 12 and the lowly West Tigers unfortunately on 10.
Back on 10.
Yes.
So before we go into next week, let's talk about a couple of things. State of Origin this week.
Yep.
On Wednesday night.
Yep.
Your tips, your suggestions, your thoughts, your...
I know Latrell's going to be a big bloke.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I think so. I think so.
Crichton's come in. He was just about our best player. He's fine.
Crichton's a terrific player, but he doesn't have that fear factor that Latrell has. You know, and look, as much as I talk about Latrell, he does. He's a big body. He's imposing, and he'll do something unexpected.
He puts defences.
Whereas Crichton will give you dependability, absolute dependability.
Yep.
But you're not going to see something flashy from
him. And he'll give you 100%. He'll give you an intercept, and he'll keep making meters.
Yeah,
I'd take that over 5-minute Latrell any day of the week.
Well, as I've said many times, that really irritates me when he doesn't play for a long period of time. But what he gives you is quality in the time that he does.
Anyway, what were you saying, Steve?
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm wanting your thoughts on the game.
I already told you. Mitch Moses to break a fingernail after the first minute, and New South Wales to win by 30.
Who are you backing?
New South Wales.
Tom?
New South Wales.
We will not lose at Suncorp. We will not lose.
For us to win.
We will not lose.
For us to win, it's going to have to be a significant win, so probably 2 tries. It's not going to be a close one. If we're going to win, it won't be a close one. It'll be a decisive win.
You know what concerns me about New South Wales is that we didn't win last time, and Munster had a quiet game. If Munster is all over this one,
they kept it quiet. We were ahead for 70 minutes. I've looked back at it. The game was decided in 10 minutes.
Yes.
In 10 minutes, we had brain explosions and drop balls, and Queensland won it.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have let them back into the game when we were 10 points up, and we will not do it at Suncorp. That's it. We will win.
We've got enough troops to win. And I think there's also a lot of defying the odds this time around. I think there's a real siege mentality. They want to defy the odds, and I think they can do it.
Okay.
Steve?
And you're tipping Queensland.
I'm tipping Queensland.
Oh my goodness.
Now, listen to me.
No.
I will be going for New South Wales. I'll be cheering for New South Wales. Sitting on my own, of course.
Not going to come over to our venue.
No, I'll be sitting on my own, of course. But I'm telling you, Queensland will win.
So we'll be out in force with a bunch of blokes and some ladies, I guess, cheering on the Blues, and Steve will be on his own, cheering on New South Wales. Yeah, we bet.
I like my own space.
You are terrible. Terrible.
So what else are we to talk about, Steve?
I want to talk about Ben Hunt. He's asked for a release after they've named Flanagan as coach. They've asked for a release.
But apparently, this was brought up by his manager, or there was talked about in some circles a couple of weeks before Flanagan was given the job. So it isn't necessarily the fact that Flanagan got.
But he hasn't backed away from it either.
No, he hasn't. So it was his intention, I think, to leave because he was tired of it, all the messing around on the board, and he also had a connection with Hook.
And he's offered $150,000 to the Dragons to let him go.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but seriously, Dragons, you've got some issues.
Absolutely.
Should they let him go?
No. What? Who cares?
Yeah,
who cares? A contract's worth nothing. They sacked the coach. Why not let their captain go? It makes no sense. No, you know what? In all honesty, if you sign a contract, you stay at the club. Full stop. But that doesn't happen.
I agree, but the problem is they have just let someone else go.
Yeah.
The Dragons.
Yeah.
I mean, which is
it's
really hard to say, no, Ben Hunt, you're not going anywhere. You've got a contract, but by the way, we're going to let this guy go to the Dolphins.
Yeah. Well,
who was that? Sorry.
One of the forwards.
Yeah. Josh Kerr.
Josh Kerr.
Oh yes.
Who's a mighty fine player.
No, he's got immediate
release.
Yep.
Wow.
So basically what they're saying. Well, who cares? They can't. They're hopeless. They're a rabble.
There's some serious problems in there. But I think part of the problem is, I don't know the exact details, but apparently the board just can't be ousted. I mean, the members can't vote the board out or something like that. It's a unique situation in the club, and until you give powers to the members, to the fans who actually pay their money, then you're never going to get any kind of justice.
I disagree. His club's privately owned.
It's not about being privately owned. It's about having some kind of...
No, it is. Because if Rusty doesn't like what's happening, I guarantee you, he wouldn't be coach. If Penn came in and hated Tuvey, that was it. End of Tuvey.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not... I'm going to be a member till the day I die. But I don't have any say over who plays and who stays and who coaches. No. And I know that. The Dragons fans are living in delusion land, thinking that they've got any say at all.
But I don't think it's about who chooses the coach. I think it's at least about being able to air their grievances and actually get something done. They can air
their grievances. And the lucky thing about the Dragons is we've got one person making the decision. They've got a whole board. They've actually got the opportunity to take the time to choose. We are the suckers in the hard position. Yeah. Where, mate, I would love to have kept Tuvey. He had a falling out. See you later. It's the club. You're not going to listen to the members. You're not going to listen to a board.
No.
Anyway.
I mean, for how many years were the Saints supporters oust? You know, I mean, there were signs all over. For 2 or 3 years, they were trying to get rid of him.
I guess the point is, why couldn't they get rid of him?
because he had support of the board, not of the spectators.
Correct.
Not of the members.
Well, that's my
right.
point. Surely the fans should have be able to say something. They pay their money.
Okay.
No, who says they pay their money? I bet you if you ask them now, you know what? It amazes me. So, and I've said this before, the largest following on Facebook of any club is the Sea Eagles. We are not in the top 10 of membership. Yep. It's just a bunch of people who continually whinge about their club. Guaranteed it's the same with the Dragons, because we've got more members than them.
Yeah, but then you vote for something.
But
they
don't put their money where their mouth is.
But who's voting? They're not putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
Who knows? The vocal
That's
minority.
What I'm saying. Only the people who have voting rights get to vote.
Yeah.
And that singles it out.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Anyway.
All right, okay,
What
let's
else?
move on. No, let's move on to next. We've talked about Alex
Luke
Twal,
Keary.
unless you want to talk about him again.
Luke Keary.
Hopefully
not a broken jaw, so hopefully they're cautious with him for the next week or two.
Who cares?
He'll be back. I do.
All right.
Like Luke. He's a nice bloke.
No, I don't.
He's a really nice bloke.
I worry about what's going to happen at State of Origin this week with injuries. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to next week. Okay. Wynn Stadium, St George Illawarra and the Warriors.
Friday night.
Friday night, that's right.
Yeah. Warriors. Yeah. They're on a roll. Warriors on a roll.
But is that because Ben Hunt... I fear what making this announcement now about Dragons is going to do to the rest of their season.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Warriors are also playing really good footy. You got to remember they knocked over Canberra the last time they played. Yeah. They're going all right.
Yeah, and I'm probably on Warriors as well because
Look, this is another barbecue.
Barbecue gate. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Good on
them. Saturday afternoon, Dolphins play the Parramatta Eels at Sunshine Coast Stadium.
Eels will win this one. I think the Dolphins are on a slide. They've got a lot of injuries, and I think.
But they will also get a lot of players back, as will Parramatta.
Yeah, I think they're done.
Mitch Moses and his broken fingernail. I don't know whether he'll play or not.
I'm probably on Parramatta, but I'll wait and see who comes back.
Dirty words in my mouth too.
Right.
Yeah, I've already said it. Dirty words in my mouth. That's as close as I'll get to saying it.
Penrith Panthers and Newcastle Knights.
I reckon the Panthers will lap them.
You think so?
I think they will put 40 on them.
Wow.
They're not travelling well. I think that they'll be trying.
That's a brave call.
Come on, man. The Knights struggled to beat the Roosters. And the Knights at full strength. They've got no one in State of Origin.
I agree
with
you. It won't be 40, it'll be 50. I agree with you.
Talk about lapping. Here we go.
Let's bring on your hate now.
Well, hang on. You were just saying about the Roosters getting lapped, and now you're saying bring on the hate.
Yeah. So, are you going down to Melbourne? You said you would go down to Melbourne to see your team play.
Not this weekend. But let me just say...
Hang on. I haven't announced the game yet. Sally might even pick you up at the airport. Okay. How about the next game, Amy Park, where Melbourne Storm playing the Manly Sea Eagles?
Yep. Manly will win this. I am confident.
So what injury is Tom going to get?
No injuries.
Mitch Moses. A fingernail injury on Mitch Moses. What's going to happen to Tom?
Tom will play, but he'll play the same way he's played all year, which
means
like
he'll be the best fullback
bag.
in the comp again.
Wet paper bag.
Can I just say, just so you know, this is the stat I was going to mention last week, but I thought I would save it to this week. Manly have only played 4 games with our 1-6-7-9. We've scored 190 points to 40 in those games. If we get the 1-6-9, 7 and 9 playing against the Storm, we will put a score on them. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
I've heard this before.
However, one injury and we're out.
Well, you'd be hoping you'd take chairs out.
Look, as much as I would love to say, look,
that's a good stat.
Let's look at stats.
That's a good stat.
Stats are meaningful.
And we beat them the last time we played them.
There was a stat in the paper this last Sunday that said that every 2 years after South lose a grand final, they win one. They lost the grand final in 2021 and it's 2023.
Steve.
How's that for a stat?
You've been in the comp for how many years, Steve?
118 or something.
Right.
You can tell.
So every 3 years you win a comp? No.
Yeah, we've been
That's
in
an
one.
irrelevant stat.
No, it's
irrelevant
not. Hang
stat.
on, but it's as
every
much
time
as
they lose one, they win one 2 years
later.
Irrelevant stat.
But we've been in 33 of them. 34, I think now.
Please. You know what another interesting stat is? If Manly don't make the grand final, it is our longest ever since our inception period of not making a grand final.
Well, I wouldn't put your hopes on making a grand final this year.
Our 1-6-7-9 will win.
All right. Sorry, I'm going Melbourne.
Oh, you nearly said it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right,
Tom?
I'll change the tip to Manly.
Melbourne.
Okay. Sunday starts out with Brisbane Broncos and the Titans.
Who cares? Depends on the Titans have taken their medication.
Well, I would like to think that Broncos supporters care.
The Broncos supporters, they're not real supporters.
It'll depend if the Titans have taken their medication, because they can be a bit schizophrenic, bipolar.
Yeah.
And sorry to make light of mental illness.
That was bad, Tom, bad.
Quick, cancel him.
They play like a team that
just doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. Look, I think either way, the Broncos can win this game, but hopefully it'll be an entertaining, competitive game. I really do.
I'm on the Donkeys.
Smash each other. All those Queensland players smash each other.
On the Donkeys.
I'm on the Broncos. Acor Stadium, South Sydney Rabbitohs in North Queensland.
Oh, we'll see how back the Cowboys are. I reckon Souths will win this by at least 40.
Oh, look, I like your stats.
There's no way the Cowboys are in this game. Full stop.
On Sunday.
You know what? If South hadn't lost to St George a couple of weeks ago, or lost to the Raiders, or lost to Parramatta, all of who were in the bottom 8 at the time, and all of who are in the bottom 8 and not the top 8, then I'd probably be agreeing with you. But I'm worried.
No, you'll win it easy. Actually, you know what? That'll be my my pick of the round. The Bunnies will destroy the Cowboys.
Your forms have been a bit ordinary.
Oh, and that's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. We lost to St George 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. That's all right.
But we will have, hopefully...
They had a point to prove, but the Cowboys have got nothing.
Hopefully Cameron Murray will be back. Hopefully Latrell will be back.
Makes it through Origin.
Keon will be back. So
Val Holmes will be back. Tuolangi will be back.
Nanai will be back.
Yeah. They've got nothing.
Bleaker and bleaker.
They've got nothing. Don't worry.
Who? Cowboys?
Yeah, they've got nothing.
No, we're
right, let's go on to Allianz Stadium, where the Sydney Roosters will play the Canberra Raiders.
I cannot believe the Roosters are favourite.
I'm going to the Cowboys game.
Are you?
Okay. It's not in North Queensland. I can't believe that that the Roosters are favourites for this game.
No,
that
neither can I.
Astounds me.
Yeah, you're probably right.
After one lucky win against a full-strength Knights team. My goodness, the Raiders should clean them up. They should towel them.
Look, if it was a GIO stadium, I'd be really, really nervous. I think if we can keep the halves the way they were, then put Manu back to the centres, I reckon we're a real shot against this game. But the Raiders are unpredictable. You just don't know what you're going to get from the Raiders. Yep. They can be absolutely superb one week, and they can be horrible the next week, and you just don't know what you're going to get. The Roosters, they're going to
be terrible.
They're going to be awful, average, but they're becoming less average each week. So
Teddy's back.
Teddy will be back.
Yes, that's what I want to say about State of Origin. Okay, continue on.
Well, you say it because we're about to finish.
Well, I'll wait till you say something.
Oh, by the way, I'm going Raiders. You're going Roosters, of course. You're going Raiders. Okay.
Haters.
Okay.
That's
Raiders rhymes with
sensible.
And so the buys next weekend.
Raiders rhyme with haters. It does. Raiders, haters. No, they end in the same letter.
Okay, the buys this week are the Bulldogs, Sharks, and Tigers. So Alex Twal gets a rest this week, thankfully.
Whew. Yeah, after his
try-scoring machine.
Heroics.
I would actually make a prediction that I reckon by the end of the year he's probably scored another 5. Now that the monkey's off his shoulder.
Jeez,
wow.
Of his back.
Will the Tigers score another 5?
Probably not, but... All right, Brian, what did you want to say before
So the intelligent thing I want to say about State of Origin is I don't want Teddy to take 23 runs in this Origin. I want him to take 15 runs of quality.
Yeah. So you want him to play like Latrell?
No, I just don't want him to get
hang on. No. This is what you're saying. This is what you're saying. This is what you're saying. You don't want him to...
Latrell doesn't run 15 times in a game. He runs 5.
And it's spectacular for that.
I don't care if Teddy gets the ball 37 times, as long as he's passing it out to his outside man.
Yeah, that's fair.
He just tried to do it all himself.
Yep.
Just take 15 or 16 quality runs rather than thinking you're going to do it all on your own.
Yep. Well, he's a good support player. If somebody provides something for him to support with, then he won't have to try and take 23 runs.
He doesn't need to. If he gets it out to Tom and Fox, we'll be scoring points. Guaranteed.
Well, whatever.
All right. Anyway, that's it. That's my intelligent thing to finish on. Thank you. I did one.
No, you really didn't. You really didn't. Tom?
Looking forward to Wednesday night. Should be good.
Yeah, it should be.
It's all on the line. I mean, everybody will say that the New South Wales can't win, but I actually think there's a different feel this year.
Really?
I was convinced from game 1.
Yeah, so was I.
No, you weren't. You still picked Queensland. You're a horrible supporter.
Because they picked a lousy team and they've
You're
done it again.
You're a horrible supporter. You don't ever pick against the Bunnies, but you pick against your state in the fiercest battle.
I'm with him.
You got nothing. Your opinion doesn't count when it comes to State of Origin. It doesn't count when it comes to football, you Queenslander.
Now that's when you disappoint yourself. You just went that little bit too far.
Sorry.
Against the Rabbitohs.
I was right with you until that moment. And you just stepped over that line.
Against the Rabbitohs, State of Origin doesn't mean anything.
Oh, please.
I said a little while ago, I don't care. I love State of Origin. But if you give me a choice of State of Origin or watching the Bunnies, I'll watch the Bunnies every time.
It needs to be standalone. Anyway, continuing on.
Actually, there was a good suggestion this week by Bellamy, who suggested standalone.
Yeah.
But having... What was he saying? He was saying on a weekend where just mounting those buys up weekend after weekend.
Yep.
And playing... I think he was playing 1 and 2. Sorry, no. When there was a State of Origin game, you'd have a bye. Everybody had a bye.
Yep.
So you didn't have teams that were weakened.
Yeah.
So leading up to the State of Origin, everyone has a bye.
Yep.
Leading up to the next State of Origin, everyone has a bye.
Yeah.
Which actually makes a lot of sense.
And do it 3 or 4 weeks apart.
I wouldn't. I'd scatter them every 6 weeks like we're doing, or every 4 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, I'd have them 3 or 4 weeks apart, standalone fixtures. Your teams don't miss out.
See, I don't think you can have a space of 3 or 4 weeks in the middle of a season where everybody has a rest except for State of Origin.
Oh, no. You play rounds, then you have a State of Origin, then you have 3 or 4 rounds, then a State of Origin.
I'm on board with that.
Man, that'd be the best way to go. Far out.
I'm on board.
Everybody can see it.
All right. You're with Tom, Brown and Stephen. This is From the Sidelines, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Enjoy State of Origin. Sorry, New South Wales. I think we're going to struggle. As much as I want you to win, I think we're going to struggle. Freddie, if you want to give me a call about tip suggestions for Game 3, you know where I am. You know my number.
I'm just full of delusional people.
Yes, you are.
You're
surrounded by delusional people, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. See you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Ciao.